Hey guys, welcome. I barely got home in time, but that's good because I was at work. All right, let me get over to comments. I saw a bunch of you are here already. That's awesome. Thank you. So, oh, thanks, Sandy. Yeah. So, welcome. I see 7 eyeballs, and I'm guessing. Hey, Jamie Gibbs. I still can't figure out why when people comment now it's got like a number with it. I know it doesn't do it on other people's. I don't understand. So yeah, welcome, ToniStamps, Toni Tessler. That's me. I'm here in Maryland. Tonight we're gonna do some stuff with different plaids because I love them. We have a whole bunch of different products that we can use. But yeah, thanks you guys. Yeah, so they did. Stampin' Up had their yearly awards. So our Stampin' Up year ends September 30th. So they finally ran the things. Hey, Carol from Canada. Awesome. And we have Deb, Cindy, Penny. Awesome. Um, so they did the awards for last year, and I got a team one or level one in team building. So thanks. Appreciate it. Usually I get one in like level one in sales, but I didn't quite make that this year. Wah, wah. Hey Nancy. But at least I got something, right? Still good. Appreciate all the thanks and congrats. Hey Carol. Um so yeah, let's go down because I want to show you a couple things from last week, and then we're gonna get to it. The big announcement is that, like, the November online exclusives went live on Tuesday, right? So whole bunch of stuff there. The only things I got really were this lasting linen stamp, and then I got these big giant doilies, so which I'm actually using tonight. Hey Lisa. So yeah, let's go down here. Let me move this. And oh, oops, this is different now. I have to make this one small and then pick up the one I want. Jeez. So, yeah, last week I just wanted to show, if for those of you that didn't check the blog post out or whatever, remember this was the little book I made. I love it. Chipboard covers. So this is how I ended up doing the cover. I had stamped and cut a bunch of the flowers from Gallery Blooms, and then I just, how I watercolor with, I smash the ink pad in a on a block, and then I pick up color with a water painter with that, and then just do this on regular basic white, not on watercolor paper. So that's what I did there. I actually did a whole bunch of them, and I went with the Timid Tiger and Mossy Meadow. But yeah, that turned out super cute. And then all the extra, because I just colored a bunch of the flowers, and I'll just, these are Berry Burst and Timid Tiger. And I'll just keep them in here because I don't, I got to put pictures first and see what I'm doing. And who knows, I may use some of these flowers for other things, but they're going to live in here for now. And I'm going to have to mute and blow my nose. So hold, please. Let me figure out how to mute. Okay, now I'm back. Thank you. So, oh, Jamie, I forgot the chipboard. Yikes. I was supposed to bring that to you at Pool League. I will bring it Saturday. How about that? And I should write myself a note, um, so I don't forget. Because I need boxes for you. You wanted 3, and then chipboard pile. Yeah, Jamie had cleared out her paper pumpkin chipboard, and that's what I use for a lot of my mini books. So I was like, oh, I got you. So that was that. And then when I had all the cutoffs from cutting these papers, I had like good sized chunks. So I made a couple cards, and I haven't updated my blog yet, so I'll just show you what I made. So this, I did the same kind of watercoloring. And these were old doilies, and I used, this is the lasting linen stamp on that. This is regular with like crumb cake, and then this one is stamped off once, so it's like a little bit lighter. But these were from a butterfly set that I still have and love. So yeah, I just pieced together, put some of the flower prints, because that was like a 1 3/4 inch piece. And then this was 4 by 5 1/4. Or maybe it wasn't. Oh, look, I can see right there. You know what? I should measure that correct. Oh, 4 by 4. Okay. Actually, another note, because I was in the middle of that blog post. So, wood DSP 4 by 4, because I don't want to lie about that. But this floral overlaps just a touch. So, hopefully, we can see there. Like the wood comes to about here. So these ones, and then I did two, and these were Berry Burst and I can't remember what the pink was. I want to say Berry Burst and Petunia Pop. Oh, Blackberry Bliss. That's right, Blackberry Bliss. So once you really water it down, it lightens up quite a bit. But yeah, that's what these colors were, was Blackberry Bliss and Berry Burst. And same thing where this one is stamped full strength with that lasting linen and crumb cake ink. And then, oh, Cindy, these are those stamps you gave me. You make my heart bloom. I thought those were perfect with the flowers. And then stamped off once in the same thing, just to make it lighter. And then I used some of these vintage pearls that I have. I think that's what they're called. Antique pearls, close enough. And these use the streaked dots, those brown ones. Those are pretty high and round. So I kind of like them a little bit flatter, like this style. But anyway, blog post is in progress on that. So yeah, November online exclusive. So a whole bunch of new stuff went up for sale on Tuesday. And remember, everything from now on with the online exclusives is going to be photopolymer only in the new style of packaging. And if you want to see, let me see, let me go to my blog. Okay, so if you go to my blog, I have added, I've had the catalogs there for a while, like all the annual catalog, the September through December catalog. But when they started giving us PDFs in September, I added those too. So I've got the September online exclusives, and it's just for you to look at it so you can see everything in one spot. So we have September, and now we have the PDF for the November um, online exclusive. So just go over there, and that's at the top of my blog. It'll say like shop 24/7, view catalogs online. So click on that, and then you'll be able to click on whichever one you want to see, and the PDF will pop up. All right. So let's get rid of that and go back to comments so I can see what's going on. And Gloria's here. Awesome. You have a hard time reading names now too. Yeah, Lisa, you guys, I don't know what's up with the numbers. It's not doing it to everybody. For sure. It's weird. So plaids. We have a lot of different products. So there's designer series paper. We've got the Forever Plaid embossing folder. Actually, there's a bunch of different papers that have plaids in them. Um, there's the specialty paper that was like the irresistible. So we're going to use some of that. And then you can always create your own plaid. So hopefully I have enough time to get to that at the end. But we're going to start with, let me get this pile out of the way. The Gathering Moment. So this one is from the catalog, right? The September through December catalog. And it is cling rubber. Oh, I forgot I punched all these out. These are extras. Actually, I'm going to do a couple of different ones. But red rubber. So anything that is in any catalog. And I want this gather stamp. Anything in red rubber is going to go on the last chance list December 1st. So if you like this bundle, wait until then. There's no guarantee that it'll be on sale, but who knows? So, oh, Jamie Gibbs, off topic. So she's on YouTube. So I'll read this for the Facebook people. There's a special this coming Tuesday commemorating 40 years of the Golden Girls. I saw an ad on TikTok and just set the episode for record. Oh, so it's going to be this coming Tuesday. Is it going to be on TV, like a TV show, Jamie? Because, right now Hallmark is all about Christmas movies. So that will be interesting. Actually, I want these three. So yeah, let me know. It's on regular TV, Jamie. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, you guys, if you know what's going on with the comments being at names and with numbers, I would love to hear it because I did plenty of Googling a couple weeks ago when that started. Couldn't find a good answer. So, all right, we're doing gathering moments, and we're gonna do this first one is gonna be a Dutch fold. So I did one of these Dutch folds a couple weeks ago for one of the craft roulette challenges, and I'm doing it a different way. Like I'm doing it the way I made it for that one. Normally, I would have a card, and of course, I don't have one. So let's just act like this is a card front. So a Dutch door is like half the door. So normally I would do this regular, 5.5 by 8.5, and I would cut down the middle and cut over. So to make that door. Well, if you don't cut this exactly right and this right, like it can be wonky. And we don't always like wonky. So I decided to do it different. So we're gonna have our base is gonna be a quarter sheet. So Cajun Craze, this is 4.25 by 5.5. Then I've got designer series paper. Now you don't want to glue this on yet, but this is 4 by 5.25, and we'll deal with these later. Then we want to make our door. We're just gonna add a panel, just like we would like a flip in or a tip in or something. So this is 4 5/8 wide by 2 3/4 tall. And I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. All right. And that's going to give me a little flap that I can glue it to my card base. All right. And I'm not going to miter the corners because don't really need to for this. But what I want to do is glue this right to the bottom. And this way, like if you didn't want it right at the bottom, you could move it around. All right. That is going to go right there. Now we can add our designer paper to this because I kind of want to cover up this seam, as much as we can. And since it's tone on tone, that helps. So now we can glue our designer paper on. And I tell you, I got a lot going on this weekend. It's probably going to be Sunday evening before I get my blog updated. This looks a little bit wider than 4 1/4. I mean, it's like a hair. All right, I'm gonna get over it. So the front of this piece, this is 2 3/4, which is half of 5.5. So 2 3/4. So I've got a different pattern paper, and this is 4 by 2.5. And I want those mushrooms to face the right direction. So I'm gonna put this on. And don't get too attached to this because we're going to cover probably most of it up. So, yep, we're just going to see it around the edges. Wah, wah. So I have the postage dies that I have. These are from Unity. These are not from Stampin' Up. So use whatever shape you want. But you'll want one for the front because I'm going to glue this on here. And it's going to still be our Dutch door. But then I want the same size right behind here so I can actually write on it. Okay. So Jamie says the TV show is at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Oh, wow. So on a Tuesday at 10 p.m. Well, so we have a buy in 9 ball, but I don't have it for 8 ball, so I might have to record it. You have to tell me what channel it's on. All I know is Hallmark Channel. Anything else, Dave messes with the channel. Okay, so yeah, I did the same pattern on pattern for the front. I suppose I could have picked the leaf, because then that would give us more look at the leaf. What to do? Because then I've got this big die cut, and this is what we're gonna do. No, I'm just gonna stick with it. So this piece of, let's go over this. Our die cuts, this was about 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. And then I cut it down with my, the dies. So you'll, whatever size you need for your dies. So this is 3 1/4-ish by 4 5/8. So whatever you need to get in the center of your die cut. So I'm going to glue this on, and I cut it so I shouldn't see my the little tick marks in this pattern, but some of them are going to show. Not the end of the world. All right, now let's glue this on. So I'm going to pop up this leaf. If you wanted to pop this up, that's fine. Just put your dimensionals on there on the bottom part. But I'm just going to do glue, and I'm actually going to eyeball this. But yeah, I love that we have a few different plaid papers, because that's like the easiest. All right, now we want to glue this white down perfectly over this one. So I think it's easiest. Add your glue, and then we're going to set it right on top of here. And lining that up, so just use your eyes. You could tape this a little bit if you had some like really removable tape. I think that looks good. And then let's just flip it over gently so you don't like scoot it out with the wind if you like really slam it over. Perfect. I love it. So otherwise you could add maybe another panel of white over here if you wanted to add more room for writing, but this is sufficient, right? And actually I'm glad we kept this, because once we add this layer, again, it covers up most of the pattern. Wah, wah. All right, so I want this, and let's do a little bit of linen thread. And I did not get the, it's like Old Olive and chocolate chip. What do we have? A question. What did you die cut that one, and are you gluing? This, Sandy, I die cut from, these dies go with the Gathering Moment set. So that was crushed curry. And so you can add this that cuts out the little dots, or just have the outline. And some of the dots, I didn't bother poking them out. But I do want to pop that up and add a little bit of, actually, you know what? This trim will work. This is a random scrap. I know I got this from Unity. I'm just going to tie a bow, and we'll glue that on. So this is like kind of thick twine. So your baker's twine would be a little bit thinner, but this is fine. All right, and then we'll trim this. And that looks good. And I gotta save that just because I like that. I think I got that off a package, actually, that they had mailed me. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. And I wanna do a couple of other little leaves. And then the gather, I'm gonna stamp on the basic beige. And we're gonna do that in early espresso. And I'm just going to hand cut that. All right, so let's get crushed curry. Let's pull some ink pads because I'm going to do some like tone on tone leaves and just die cut out like 3 little ones. So let's just stamp this. And I'm going to get my, clean these. Actually, I'm just going to make a pile. I'll clean them later. All right, blocks. So let's do this one. And these are that like distinctive, so they have like shadowing in the stamp. It's kind of weird. Jute, yes, that's a better word for it, Gloria, for sure. Yep. Okay, let's cut that. And I think that's all we're gonna need for the early espresso. And then we'll do this little one in the crushed curry. Oh, you know what? So my acorn's going to be Cajun craze, but I don't care. That's fine. All right, and then hopefully I'll be able to fit all of these on my little cut mat. So I've got the mini cut and emboss, and I just hardly use it. It's even, I mean, it lives right under my table here, which is very convenient. But it's just normal for me just to get up and walk out in the hall where my big shot lives. Oh, that'll be cute. And that kind of looks brownish anyway, like it's so dark. All right. So I want to save those bits. And there's my... I try to have this kind of stuff done ahead of time, but it doesn't always work. All right, we're putting our white plate, then one of our cut plates. And I need the dies. How about that? Yeah, when I first bought these dies, I wasn't paying attention to how big these were. And then when I got them, I was like, whoa. All right, let's do that. That'll be fine. And I always use like a little bit of, if you have 3M tape, like Post-it note tape, I usually keep that out in the hall with my Big Shot. But for now, I'm going to use Post-it notes. It's kind of hard to see this early espresso on early espresso. All right, so that sticky part, put that right there. And then we'll do our little acorn. And yeah, so I'm just ripping off the sticky part of this sticky note. If you had washi tape, you could use washi tape. Why didn't I think of that first? Because I have a ton of washi tape that like is gonna outlive me, I'm sure. Because of course, seeing a cute pack at Hobby Lobby, had to have it. Hey Anna. Oh, whoopsie, last Post-it note. I have other ones. Don't worry. All right, so that is all tacked down. Let's add our... I keep one of my plates like that I don't cut on just because I'm anal. And I think it makes them last longer. So once the one that I do cut on gets wrecked, I will rotate and have the one that's just got like dents in it right now. That'll be my cut plate. Okay. All right, that's it for cutting. Move my paper. Let's put that back under. Whoopsie, something else fell over. Okay. So yeah, just cut your little leafy bits. Cute. And I do want to actually stick these back on the magnet so I don't lose my dies, because that would be unfortunate. One time we were at a crop. I don't remember if you remember this, Jamie, but I was mounting like one of those, not mounting. Yeah, I had to add the stickers. So it was red rubber and it had like 20 little word stamps. And of course I was trimming them down because that's what I do. One of them stuck to something and ended up in the trash, like the big trash can at the hotel. And I sat there and pulled it all out because I knew it was in there somewhere. Oh, so same thing. I don't want to lose my dies. All right, so we're going to, I want to kind of have this straight-ish. So I'm actually mailing this to my sister's mother-in-law because I do still invite them for Christmas and Thanksgiving. All right, so here we go. It's all coming together. So I want to pop this up, have that, have a few other little leaves, and then gather for Thanksgiving, right? And that's got to stay within the card, the width. Okay, you know what? We're going to glue this one down flat and pop some of these up because I'm allowed to change my mind. So yeah, Thanksgiving will be here before we know it. All right, now I don't want glue. I hope I didn't get anything that's hanging over. Okay, just that, and there's no glue. Cool. So I can pop this up. And, oh, let me get this big. So some of the, I don't know if this came from Paper Pumpkin or like one of the card kits came with these big sheets of dimensionals. So I love it. I'll use them. Oh, speaking of, along with the November online exclusives, those two kits came out that I was talking about a couple weeks ago. One is called Adventure Awaits, and it's got cute, old-timey looking trucks. And I'm gonna do some glue dots for this. So that one is available. It's only $14. I think it makes 9 cards. But check it out. It is adorable, but there's no stamping on it. All right, so I'm gonna put a bunch of glue dots on here to hold this jute down. The other kit has like an ink spot, a stamp set, you know, all the stuff. And both of them have like adhesive. So it'll come with sheets of glue dots like this and or dimensionals. But that one's like all blues and it's called Everyday Beauty. And that one is $25. And I think the same thing, that it makes 9 kits, but the difference is then you have all those stamps that you can use later. Ooh, all right, I'm gonna tuck this one in. I know that's a lot of curry on curry, but then we'll add that. Yeah, we'll pop that up, and then we'll pop our acorn up. I love this plaid. And actually in this pack, there was 2 plaid prints. So I used one when we made the little treat holders, like for like cider and stuff. Ooh, I love that. All right, this needs some of these brown streaked dots. So it's really like pecan pie and early espresso. Cute, cute, cute. All right, one. You know what else would be good is gold, because that would pick up some of the gold in the paper. I'm gonna do 5 of these, because why not? All right, a big one, and then some little ones. There's only 2 sizes in these. And since these are so round, I will probably put a little piece of something in with the envelope. Yeah, Scotch brand removable tape. That definitely works. All right, but so that's our first plaid. I love that. And yeah, perfect lined up so you don't see any of that behind it. But I like this style of a Dutch door, adding that with the little, with the hinge. So I just think it, you know, I've made them before, then I don't cut it exactly perfectly, and then I'm mad. So that way avoids all that. Okay, more plaid. My next favorite thing, I have gotten so much use out of this Forever Plaid embossing folder. And I really like it because it's the whole width of the Big Shot. So it's a giant one, which, how big is this? It's about 8 5/8 by 6. So I kind of wish they would make all the embossing folders this size now, because the thing is, you can have it this way if you want to emboss, like if it was a different pattern, right? You can emboss it this way, or you can put your panel this way and it's going to fit. So you could get your, direction matters sometimes. So that's why I wish they would make them all this size, but that's just me. All right, so we're going to do, so these are available now, right? Lovely doilies, bubble bath and real red. 2 different sizes, big and bigger. We're going to do Pretty in Pink, which I forgot to score. So this is 5.5 by 8.5. We're going to score it at 4.25. I was undecided on Pretty in Pink or Darling Duckling, and then Pretty in Pink won. All right. Then I've got, because really on the doilies, so this is the bubble bath side, and see those little hearts? I don't know if you can see that pattern, if that's going to show up. Actually, let's look at a red one because that might show up better. But they're white on the back. So if you don't want to color, you can just flip it over. So that's what I was going to do if I went with Darling Duckling. But then I like the pink with it. So see those little hearts? So same kind of thing. Just lighter. So it's real red and bubble bath. All right. But I really liked the bubble bath on the Pretty in Pink. I felt like these darker hearts look nice. So we've got this is a flower from Gallery Blooms that I had already pre-cut and stamped. So I'm like, perfect, I'll just use it. This piece with Pretty in Pink that I already embossed, this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Now I want to bend up these sides a little bit. So I'm just going to take my bone folder and just kind of drag it. Normally I would use my fingernail, but you guys, I just put my new nails on today and I don't want to wreck them. So we're just going to do it this way. I just want a little bit of lift on the sides. And yeah, they're plaid. So it totally went. I've had these for like a year. All right. Now you could also, if you have one of those, remember it looked like a blade, it had little, kind of like a flower, but you could rough up the edges. You could do that if you want. It tears up the side of your paper, so it makes it fuzzy. You could do that if you want, but this is all I just want that little edge kind of standing up some, okay? So yeah, watch my water. You're right. Good call. Okay, now this, I can put it in the whole thing. This is kind of what I was thinking. I was going to have it tucked into one of the hearts, or I can wrap it around the side and still do that. So, I kind of like it around the side. So let's just do that. Fold it randomly, and let's just run that as smooth as I can get it. Yeah, all right, so I'm gonna add a little bit of glue. And at first I'm just gonna tuck it behind this side piece. Side piece. And let's flip that over and then just add a little bit of glue around here and some right in the middle. You don't need to like glue the whole thing down. It'll be fine. Ooh, and I do want to tuck this in. Hopefully I didn't screw myself. Okay, perfect. Can do that. Can get it in here too. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Okay, so coloring. I can use the markers. So since we do still have, remember the markers are going away, but we've got them now. So I want Shy Shamrock and Pretty in Pink. And then I also want Bubble Bath. So since the doily is Bubble Bath, let's give these flowers just a little bit of two-tone. So what I'm going to do, I normally do like the darker bits at the bottom. So I'm just like flicking this up a little. I'll go around the top, some of that. Flick, flick, flick up. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'll go back in with the bubble bath and just color over it. And this isn't as light as I expected it to be. But it's gonna work because I wanted like, the two different shades. Is this even bubble bath? Yeah. Because that would be just like me to grab the wrong one and then be like, well, of course, that's why it doesn't look right. So I think I stamped this with probably the VersaFine, because I know this is a photopolymer stamp. All right, and then I'm using Shy Shamrock because I have some ribbon that is old, and I'm talking like 20 years old, but it matches Shy Shamrock like perfectly. So this seems a little extra dark, but it's okay. Two colors would have been nice for this one too. But I love the embossing folder because that is like quick plaid. And plaids really, I think they're so universal. Like they go with any theme, really. All right, let's put these away. Okay, now let me see where I can tuck this in. I think it's going to go right in here. Okay, I must have glue. Yep, right under there. So, you know what? I'm going to cut a little bit of this off. And we'll just do this, glue it in. Ooh, yeah, okay. Now this is hanging over a little bit. That's okay. It's close to the edge, but then I can like bend it. Curl it in some. I like that. Gonna glue this. Oh, and the greeting. All right, teeny tiny border on this, remember? Oops, oops. Okay, too many oops. Oh, I love that. All right, inside piece, white, 4 by 5 1/4. And let's get this in. what did I have written down for, oh, did not write anything. Oh, ugh, this. So this was the Gallery Blooms. That's what the flower came from. I wanted to use from the 12 Days of Crafting, the Advent calendar. So I really do like this. I could do Thinking of You, or this, I'm going to do the Birthday Wishes. And that one is right down here. And I just need a scrap piece of white. That's like a big piece. Let's do whatever this is. Just cut that. And I'm going to stamp it in black, just so it stands out nice. And really, I should have done this first, because this VersaFine is going to take a long time to dry, but I can still, let me see, stamp it as far down to the edge. Perfect. I can still trim it. I do love the VersaFine, but it just takes so long. So Rose, you still haven't opened up your Advent? You're waiting for Elizabeth Price's 12 Days of Stamping? Yeah, I keep thinking that I want to do like put together a PDF of at least like 8 cards or something, like using all the different things, but there just isn't time for everything. All right. Perfect. So I'm trying to be careful where I grab this so I don't grab it on the wet ink. Ooh, I love that. And let's get that little bit of ribbon. So this goes back to when we could get 25 yards of grosgrain for like $5. Crazy. But yeah, this was called Kelly Green. And you guys, it's like a near perfect match. Crazy. But this is what I've got, big, like modular Tupperware things that I keep my old ribbon in. And as I wear it down, I just chop it so it takes up less space, because this thing was like this big originally. No need for all that. And I just want to do another quick little bow. Yeah, I love this. Of course, I have this in every color, Rose. I think all of us did. And there were a lot of colors. Ooh, I don't like that. Where's my little bow machine? That's what I need. That was easier to do with the jute, and definitely easier with baker's twine. But with this, I need my handy dandy. Ooh, ribbon. This is going to be too small. We'll see. All right, so if this is too big, yeah, that's too big. Let's try it again. So I just want a little tiny little something. So over and under, and then I tie a knot. So whatever bow maker you have, I'm sure they have instructions for how to do it. Oh yeah, that's perfect little nubby. All right, I put these over here, and then, at the tippy top. So my shoulder still hurts when I move it some ways, but it's definitely better. All right. Perfect. Popping this up, gluing this down. Yeah, so we need more glue dots. So Dave is down there making cabbage rolls tonight, which I'm usually good to eat that like once a year. His mom made them really good. And yeah, that's what happens though. Ooh, I don't like how that ended. All right, that's fine. I mean, he tries to get them like she did, but sometimes it's just not the same. For some reason, she always put carrots in her meat, like the shredded carrots. And kind of weird, but that's what we became used to. All right. Ooh, I love that. All right. And what I want for gems is the ones that are like pretty in pink and strawberry slush, sparkly. Let's see. I know I have them here. Here we go. These ones. Ooh, yeah. So yeah, strawberry slush and pretty and pink gems. So you could use any of these really. Ooh, even the dark ones would look nice. That would make it stand out a little bit. I think I'm gonna go with the regular though. 1, 2. And these have like gold little flakes in them, and that doesn't wanna focus well. But I love them. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And another big one. And then another little one right in that heart. I love it. Now, you know what else you could do is put some Wink of Stella, right on these flowers, but I love it. So like plaid, just, it goes with anything. Lisa, your mom made great stuffed cabbage. Yeah, my mom never did. She was not a big fan. She couldn't even make regular cabbage that good. That was, my grandmother made that the best. And I think she cooked it with like Wesson oil. It was weird. So, and again, nobody can make it the same. All right, so that is our second plaid. Then the other one is our third one. So remember, I've used this irresistible designs. There you go. You can see it. So they've clear embossed patterns on this one-sided, and it's pretty thick paper. So we're going to do that, and hopefully the colors don't muddy. So Secret C, 5.5 by 8.5. And we're going to score that at 4.25. And what I want to do with this one, I'm going to need my silicone mat. And we're going to do some watercolor with ink blocks. So I know I've done this before. You want small ink blocks. We're going to do this size. So what number is this? B. All right. Any size really, but I want to work in a small area. So we need our inks. We're going to use Secret C and Darling Duckling, and we're going to try not to make green because, yellow and blue makes green. I need my water bottle, squirty, squirty, and let's grab some paper towels. Just in case. So this time I'm going to do like swipe this yellow. All right. And I don't know if I did it exactly the same way last time. I may have done just like ink and then spritz. But this time I'm going to spritz this and not go crazy with it. But so get this, swirl it around, and then we're just going to drag it on this resist paper, and let's do that. Ooh, I like that. Now, actually, so we are going to cover up that front, like the middle layer. So I don't really need to focus so much on the middle. So we're going to have this. So really, yeah, just like the bottoms. All right. That is fine. I'm going to clean that. I am going to hit this with my heat tool. Let's just blot some of that up and give it a little dry. All right, good enough. So, and now we're going to add some Secret C. Did I flip this over yet? I can't remember because I want to have like the non-yellow side. Let's just try it. But same thing, I'm going to do, just drag this, get some color, and I don't really need that much. And we'll do our water. And the higher up you hold it, like the softer it will be. Because you see I've got little spritzes here, little spray pattern, but all right. Now this Secret C, I am seeing already, like, it really looks interesting. Like it's really, yeah, watered down, muted. So, but I like it. So I am getting some green. I'm trying to hit just the edges of this so that I don't get a lot of green. But if I do, it's not the end of the world because there is some green in the pattern paper that we're going to use. We're going to add some of the boho. Oh, I love it. So with this resist, see how that white is just showing up, like popping up? All right, so that's going to go there. So I need some right there. So I'm just trying to get it on the edge here. And look at that. Just to try to get in that spot. Ooh, I like it. All right, let's wipe this off. And of course, I will run this under the faucet, my silicone mat, when I'm done. And I'm going to just blot, blot, blot. Because that is excessive. And then heat this up again. Just to dry it, okay? All right, cool. Now, ideally, like this is still damp. You would want to let this dry overnight. But I'm just going to glue this down. I like it. So see how we only got a little bit of green where we crossed over. So still pretty good for trying to keep it separate. I think that's where the color wheel helps. As far as mixing colors, like, because certain colors across that are on opposite sides of the color wheel will turn muddy, and I'm not good with that. But I do know from experience that purple and yellow are on opposite sides of the wheel and they turn brown, like if you mix them together like this. So actually I've got that right here. So like how, yeah, yellow and purple. So like blue and red, that makes brown. We know that. So green and whichever. I don't use that thing as much as I should. Ooh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so we've got, this is a piece of the Boho Vibes paper. This is 3x3, and then Darling Duckling, this is 3¼ by 3¼ But so again, our plaid here was the specialty paper. And I love that you can just make that whatever color you want. Ooh, yeah, I like that. All right, we're going to glue that down flat. And then this is kind of like a rainbow in the back. So I brought out the Sunrise Sailing set, but I had a die cut already. So I'm just going to stamp on it and hope I get it right. And the sails, so we need some of that. And a greeting, I think I'm going to go back to the 12 days of crafting. So I need a big block for this. And I'm going to stamp this one in Secret C. Oh, are you guys talking about stuff you missed from your parents? Or where you were? Ooh, Gloria, your mother-in-law made dill pickles? I am not a big dill pickle fan, but we did sweet and like, what do you call them? Not sweet and sour. What is it, like butter something or other? I can't remember. And my mom tried to make a couple of those once, and they turned out. All right, so Secret C, bread and butter pickles. Yeah. All right, so let's get rid of that. And we're gonna add a little bit of, we might as well, so I'm gonna stamp that there. I might as well make it darling duckling, right? Yeah, bread and butter pickles. I like those in my potato salad. All right, let's get this. And I hope this is going the right direction. Oops, I already started. All right, close enough. And let's do a little bit of brown for the bottom of this boat. What is this? Light pecan pie. And what is this one? Dark pecan pie, hopefully. Oh, bronze. Okay. Good enough. Just so I can have some different color. All right. That's good. So this is, ooh, my hands are a mess. It's gonna be fine though. All right, so we're gonna pop this up with our dimensionals. I think I would like this too with like pinks. Why not? I did it before and I used like Summer Splash and Shy Shamrock. Remember I made a box out of, like a box lid out of that paper. I really do like it. All right, let's pop these up. And, ooh, I like it. I like it. Actually, let's do like here at a jaunty angle to the side. And then we'll have a little greeting here. We could do best wishes. But this one, let's do something smaller. What is, oh, this one, how about this? Thinking of you. Yeah. Because I can just put that right here. And I know it seems like it's almost too busy with the plaid and like the sunset, but I like it. I don't think it's too much. All right, let's trim this. You know, I'm gonna rip it. All right, ooh, I like it. And dimensionals. And I've got some sparkly dots. All right, let's add that like right there. Ooh, yikes. I want it to hang off the side of this darling duckling too. So it's like off the side here a little bit and off the side over there. Okay. So these low profile sparkle dots. And actually, let's use some of the yellow ones because I have a bunch more of those. And then this is like the sun anyway, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these I kind of have to hold up and get my little scraper thing under it to get it off of the sheet. Like it's got to like, do you hear that? It like pops off. And people always ask me where I get this. This is from Creative Memories. And it's called, I want to say like a pickup tool or multi-purpose tool or something. Under tools for sure. All right, and then we'll do 2 little ones. I like that. These are flatter and they have shimmer on them, sparkles. I mean, that's in the name, right? Low profile sparkle. Okay, so that, I love that. And how much time do we have? Ooh, 9 o'clock. Okay, so the other thing, and I didn't plan, I did cut a few little pieces. The other thing we can do, oh, whoopsie, 4 by 5 1/4 white for the inside. And all right, that's that. So you can make your own plaid. So I did some die cuts. We'll do like a little tag. So whatever markers you want, the new markers, I like the bullet tip on it, the rounded tip. So let's pick the cloud cover and the secret sea. Oh wait, I grabbed Night and Navy for that. All right, that's gonna bother me. Well, look, I gotta put this one back anyway. All right, so Night of Navy. That is in the neutrals. Rose, I saw that you won a whole set of the markers from your retreat. That's awesome. Okay, so the rounded tip. So you can just draw your own plaid, you guys. So we want to do, I'm just going to start. So they don't have to be perfect, but I am trying to keep like the same width. All right, I'm going to go this way, and then to make it perpendicular, let's just go with that. So Stampin' Blends definitely works. I am also going to use, whoopsie, the brush end. So I'm going to take the fat end of the cloud cover, and let's see. I'm just trying to keep my hands steady enough. And it doesn't always work, but again, doesn't have to be perfect. All right, I'm liking this. So this one, I'm trying to keep the cloud cover like closer to the navy, like the bottom line, if we will. Oh, I like that. I know I've also done this with like a Q-tip dipped in alcohol, I think, and then ink. That was on like a coated box kind of thing. But that's cute. I love it. All right. Now this, I don't have a Stampin' Up! Snowman. I just got this this thing from Unity, this winter shake up. It's like a shaker snow globe. You guys know I'm very into Unity too, but so this is just a real quick, I want to make a little tag. And if I could get this, usually these are cut really nice. Well, and they are. I just can't grab it. Okay. So this little snowman guy, yeah, I just caught their season something or other. Like, they had something on right before I left work. So that was also why I was late. Because I was watching their some kind of special. I forget what they called it. All right, I cut this. Their red rubber is really nice. So I know you guys have been worried. Stampin' Up! Is just not pursuing it. It's not because red rubber is not available. I think maybe it was too hard to source like what they needed. All right, so this peeling off. Now, normally I would trim these, but in the interest of time, I'm just gonna stamp it. And so I can cut this out real quick. Do I have another piece of white? Oh, here we go. Okay. Catherine Pooler, Midnight. And I'm pretty sure I have to re-ink this. It's not as juicy as I would like. That'll do. I do want to re-ink it. Oh. And I will clean that later. Oh, you know what? I should color this with the same colors. Duh. And I need a little orange for his nose. All right. So the important part of this was making the plaid by yourself, like by hand. All right, so then I'll use some of the Night of Navy. Oh, whoopsie. Guess his eyes are supposed to be black, right? Because they're coal. Oh, you know what I found and got? A random thing. So they have these 3-pack of black markers. These are journaling markers, or journaling pens, and they're all the same size. So it's a 0.4. It's kind of small. If you scrapbooked and for your journaling years ago, they had micron pens. So that's what this reminds me of. And I think it was under $10. So I was pretty happy with that. So I got those. And that was from Stampin' Up. I was surprised. So that's something, even if you want to split with your friends or something, you know, like, do you really need 3 of them? All right, now I'm going to grab whatever brown this was, just so I can give these twigs a little color. And then let's glue this on. And I just grabbed these, the Everyday Arches dies. You know, again, just a quick tag, but whatever shape you have, whatever shape you want, make your own tag. All right, let's let that dry for just a second. And we're going to cut this out. Yeah, I wish I had more snowman choices from Stampin' Up, but I don't. I have one left from last year, but I thought this one was cuter. And it's okay. All right. So next week, what was I going to do? Oh, I've used the Ornamental Christmas for some of my 12 weeks of Christmas cards, which, by the way, you guys, I'm halfway through that. Unbelievable. That I've been able to keep up with it for 6 weeks in a row. But I have used Ornamental Christmas a little bit in those. But I'm really going to get into it more next week. Okay. Oh, cute, cute, cute. All right, now ribbon. I know I have, I think I saw this Night of Navy glittered ribbon. I could have sworn I saw it on, if it was a Last Chance or clearance or something. Need a little bit more glue right under there. What words are these? Hello, winter. Be merry. Let it snow. let's get Let It Snow. And we'll do this in Night of Navy. And I will just tell you, so some of the Unity stamps, like, they have edges on them. They're not cut perfectly. And just like I do with Stampin' Up, I chop it off. And I get pretty close to the edge. All right, so Let It Snow on our handmade plaid. And I'm just gonna cut this too. Ooh, yuck. Too inky. All right, that worked. Now, obviously, you could do another white layer on the back if you wanted to write on this tag. Or you could have a to and from on the front, like whatever. You get the idea. All right, I need to find my punch. Okay. So you know this set of 3 different little tag punches? I am going to eyeball the middle. Good. I like it. And that landed right on my shirt. All right, and then we'll grab some ribbon. Yeah. However long this is. And you know, whatever ribbon you have, you guys. All right, so I like to fold this in half and then the loop put through the front. And then this loop open, take the tails and push them through. All right, and then we tug this down. And so we get that, like tighten that up without ripping through your cardstock. Ooh, I love it. Cute, cute, cute. All right, let's do dimensionals. And I have a whole lot to clean up. All right, and let's put that right there. Cute. I don't really want him to hang off because his arms are not that sturdy. Oh, funny, Jamie. Exactly. We were very aligned. How about when we were packing up the room, like, we make the same noises, we have the same thoughts, like, yeah, crazy. Cute. All right. Let's go with just like some regular old rhinestones for this, because I don't have anything that looks like snow flakes. I know I had some of those white iridescent bits, and they're gone. They gone. All right, let's do one. Don't tell me I left my glue open too long. Oh, I see it at the tippy top. There we go. Yeah, usually I will lay this open the whole, yeah, an hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these are all pretty much small ones. That's fine. Glitter would also be amazing. Cute, cute, cute. All right. Winkastella. I feel like that needs glitter right there and maybe right along. Like real glitter, you guys. Okay, so that is that for tonight. So we've got our handcrafted plaid. We've got our specialty paper, Irresist. And if you don't have the specialty paper, you make your own with Versamark pad and clear embossing powder or white embossing powder, like white on white or clear. Then we've got our plaid embossing folder. I love that. You know what? Let's go ahead and add shimmer to these flowers. Yeah, that needed to happen. And then we've got our Dutch door fold, which is like a half of the bottom half of the door. So I hope you guys liked all the different plaids. Oh, I still have like 3 tubs of the Dazzling Diamonds. Yeah, 3 little containers. And then I bought more at the Scrapbook Expo that Jamie and I were at. That had to have been a couple years ago. And haven't used it, but I do have it. Yeah, it's like I forget what company I got it from, but so thanks you guys. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, next week ornamental Christmas, and yeah, don't forget that all those November online exclusives are available. So things are, if they run out, I'm worried about those kits running out because the ones that are so cute that I like, they'll usually run out. And I just put an order in, so I'm gonna have to wait. Thanks, Carol, Penny, Lisa, awesome, Gail, Jamie Gibbs. I will see you on Saturday with boxes and chipboard. So, oh, and that's another thing. Just real quick, Jamie had asked, what do I cut my chipboard with? And I will tell you, I have these old Fiskars cutters. So this is what we used to cut all of our cardstock with. So this is probably 20 years old. Oh, look. It still has my maiden name on it. Funny. So yeah, I use this only for chipboard. And the blade I wrote on here cardboard so that I don't try to cut anything else with it. I have to take multiple swipes at it because the blade on this is just not tall enough to go through chipboard. I don't know if you can even see that, but it's only like an eighth of an inch, maybe a 16th of an inch. So I put my chipboard in and I go back and forth and cut it. Then I flip the chipboard over and go at it again. So I have to take 2 swipes at it. Some people have like a rotary cutter. I've asked the ladies here at Country Craft Creations what they do. And she has like a $200 cutter that's like rotary, but it cuts through chipboard like butter. I'm not quite there yet. So I use my junky cutter, and that is all for my chipboard. So just a thought, like, and if you have that style cutter, maybe just dedicate a blade to chipboard, right? So whatever style cutter you have. I did go at it with my guillotine cutter one time. I'm lucky I didn't cut a finger off. It was difficult to get through. And the paper pumpkin chipboard is not that thick. It's like a medium weight. But I really was cranking down on that and I thought I was gonna break the handle right off. So I would not recommend your guillotine cutter either. All right. So Gail, you use the other SU cutter. Yeah. And so that'll be you mean the new style one that's like that the arm comes out? Because I would think you'd probably want to keep the same blade for any of your chipboard because it really wrecks them up. Like you can't just switch, it's like fabric scissors. You want to keep your blades nice for your paper. So, well, that's good, Gail, that it works for you. Okay. Thanks again for hanging out. I will see you guys. Well, we'll see. Probably Sue will be on tomorrow and Gail will be Sunday. I will be at bingo on Sunday. Again, Jamie, I want to see you like all the days this weekend. That's crazy. All right. Good night, you guys. Thanks again. Bye.